Good morning, Southern California, AM 1220, KHTS. Joe's Fred Arnold on the Valley Industry Association Business Spotlight. I'm joined by my good friend, Alex Urbina. Alex Urbina is a life coach. I call him a master. He's a sensei. He certainly knows a lot about life and about consulting, both in personal and business, and so welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
You know, I want to talk about something that's important to me, and that is living an abundant life. I love life abundance. I like that concept, but I like it from the standpoint of not material abundance or financial abundance, although that's helpful when you're living a life, but spiritual abundance and kind of living within of knowing who you are. When I ask you about life abundance, what does that mean to you from a spiritual side?
When you talk about life abundance, I think of capacity. As human beings, we have the capacity to be whoever we want, whoever we choose to be at any given moment. Loving, caring, compassionate, vulnerable, giving. All those different ways of being that I believe that's deep down inside of all of us. We have the ability to choose to be that whenever we want. The problem lies in our beliefs. We have these beliefs that we've made up along our journey in life that we think are true. Like, I'm not good enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not pretty enough. And it's usually that we're less than, or we're not up to par, we're not whole and complete. And I think it's the error in our thinking that gets in the way of our spirit, reminding us how amazing we truly are.
You know, you've mentioned to me before in both coaching and you doing a great awareness workshop, and that is when we're born as a natural, loving, humble spirit. We start with that, and we lose it.
Yeah, you know how in school, in the beginning of the year, the teacher says you all start off with an A. And it's your job to keep the A. Well, when we're born purely magnificent. We're at our most powerful because we don't know how to do anything. We don't have these less than thoughts.
Labels or whatever.
We know ourselves to be magnificent. Where we slowly start to slip away is we start creating these beliefs about ourselves that aren't necessarily true, but we live as though they are. And then the brain is so powerful that it looks for evidence to prove that I'm not good enough. See, one more time, you failed. You're not competent enough, or you're not intelligent enough.
It's almost like it gets fed. It gets energized by the negative, by going there. And the reason, and just from my work I've done with you, is because it feels good. Because when you're a victim, when you get people that give you pats on the back and you get little goodies because they're saying, no, you are good enough. You're getting reinforced that when you go the negative.
Yeah, and I think the spirit intuitively knows that it's magnificent, that it's amazing, that you are, a greater than you see yourself. And so it doesn't need that. Your spirit doesn't need to be validated. It doesn't need to, have a pity party and have people come and feel sorry for you. It knows that it can handle anything. It knows that it's assured. And so there's a game being played. I like to call it a game. And as human beings, if we can wake ourselves up to realize that we're actually playing the game from within the game, then we have personal power to start realizing that the game is really not setting us up to win. So that's where the awareness comes from. And if we can be more consciously aware every single day, we slowly start to wake up to a higher level of consciousness.
Being aware, and also I want to throw a word out there, authentic. Be the authentic you. What does that mean to you?
The authentic you is just stop trying to be something that you're not. Realizing that who is me, and going through that journey of discovering who you is or who you are. And then being okay and accepting that who you are is who you are, and loving everything about you. And when you can get to the self-love is when you can truly be as authentic as you were born to be.
One of the biggest challenges we run into and that we talk about when you're humbled, and that is sometimes you have to be vulnerable in order to identify your authentic self.
Yeah, being vulnerable is just bringing your walls down and allowing yourself to experience your experiences. And I found that people that allow themselves to be vulnerable when it's time to be vulnerable is really inspiring. It's courageous. They show up so powerful and raw, and it's just like, man, when you see it, because it's rare, I think, in today's world, that when people allow themselves to be like that, it's almost like, your ears just open up, like, You know, what's going on?
Yeah.
You know, all eyes are on you because you're allowing yourself to be seen. You're not trying. You're just being who you are. And it's beautiful.
And I love that. And before we finish up, I want to talk about a quick topic that's important. I have 4 children, and you have 3. Sometimes being vulnerable with them brings them closer.
Absolutely.
Sometimes by being able to say, "Hey, Daddy has had a hard day because of X, and he's a little bummed about it. Will you cheer me up?" Instead of just being that firm dad, right? They go, "Wow. That means I get to draw a picture for Dad." It opens up new possibilities for your children if you can be open and vulnerable to them.
I think your kids, you know, they watch you and they know you better than you know yourself because their eyes are always on you since they've been little. And they put you in a box that, you know, Daddy is, you know, tough, or Daddy's got it all together, or Daddy thinks he's got it all together, right? And then when you allow yourself to make mistakes and share those mistakes, or be vulnerable, or let you feel your feelings in front of them, it's so powerful and awe-inspiring. I think every human being loves to see that, even if they don't realize in the moment how amazing it really is.
And it could bring them closer to
Absolutely.
you. One last inspiring thought. Those that love you, let them know. Let them know. I called through your encouragement. Called my brother today and said, "Hey, I'm really proud of you." Left it on his voicemail because I couldn't reach him. Just had a sparring thought, but letting people know their greatness.
Yeah, the worst regret is being, you know, over at a cemetery crying over someone's headstone, saying, "I wish I would have
Told you
had
that,
I had the courage to just let them, the people I love the most, let them know in that moment is what courage is really about."
Yeah, let them know. Write them a note. Send them a message and reach out to them so that you'll never have that regret.
That's right.
Alex, those who want to reach out to you?
661-505-5021. And I'm always available. I answer my phone 24/7.
Best coach you could ever have, both in life and in business. Alex Urbina. Hope you enjoyed this edition of the Santa Clarita Valley Industry Association Business Spotlight. It's Fred Arnold on AM 1220 KHTS.